All right, so it's chest day. Maybe you're just thinking about getting a little pump at home, whatever it might be. Push-ups are used for everything. They are used from young age because it's just a body weight based exercise. So people think it's good, it's healthy, it's great to build your upper body. Yes, it can be, but it'll also be very detrimental for your shoulders if you're doing them wrong, just like any other exercise. So when you are setting up for a push-up, there are a couple things to think of. Number one, where your shoulders are sitting. So when I get my hands set, I'm looking for a shoulder width or slightly outside of shoulder width apart grip if I'm trying to hit my pecs. The more narrow I go, the more it's going to work through my anterior delt and the more through my triceps. Okay, so if I'm trying to build those muscle groups, then it can be very useful. But for most people, if you're trying to develop your chest, then you want to maintain a hand width that's just a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. Okay, when most people set up for their push-ups, a lot of times they fail to maintain a flat body posture. So I usually cue when you brace, always say I can breathe, brace, squeeze glutes, squeeze abs. Now my core is engaged because you never want to see this where I'm starting to do the wave or get goofy. Okay, should be braced abs, straight down, flat body, right back up. Okay, now, hand position. If you're only feeling it through your shoulders, you can also out-turn your fingers just a little bit. So by me opening them out to like a 20, 30 degree turn out, that'll also open up a little more width in my pec. All right, guys, so that's another really good, useful technique to get my chest to fire as I'm doing a push-up, okay? When you're doing it, depth-wise, if I come right down so my nose is touching the ground, if you watch my shoulder just did, it's collapsed. So as I come down, if you ever get into this position, my shoulders are starting to sit forwards, that's no good. Because obviously you can see the strain that's going through my shoulder. My pec is completely let go, or it's disengaged. Right, so I'm coming down, so my pec can fire, and driving right back up. Okay, a lot of times you see people do these close grip push-ups, and as they come down, they're sitting down like this, driving their body up. It's no good. You're just gonna strain your shoulder, okay? If that's a little bit too challenging, what I would challenge you, instead of doing a modified push-up, okay, I hate calling girl push-ups, it's not the case. It's a modified push-up. Okay, most people, they just drop down, they start doing this, right? Your chest should be falling in between your hands. So when I drop my body down, my chest should be dropping down between my hands and I should be driving right back up. Okay, so the best way to set is if I was about to do a push-up, drop my knees, and that should keep my exact same alignment. Okay, but if you can, try this as an addition, okay? If you set up a bar, you can even use a bench, okay? By me getting myself set up and hitting a push-up from this position, number one, it's a lot easier to scale, okay? So I can drop this down a couple inches, a couple notches, and I can gradually make it tougher and tougher and tougher as I progress, until eventually I'm ready to drop down and hit a push-up off the ground. But I'm gonna get much better abdominal recruitment as I do it. So it'll actually mimic a normal push-up a lot better than if I was to drop my knees down, where my abs don't have to do very much at all when I'm doing this push-up, okay? So try sets of 10, keep building up, until eventually you can drop down, and actually work right off the ground, okay? Another big complaint I get, wrist pain. So if you're holding a push-up position forever, right? Maybe it's a push-up plank position, or you are just hitting push-ups, it's just a static hold, people are complaining about the wrists. If that's happening, you got a couple different options, okay? Now, some people, maybe they do suffer from wrist pain. You can get some additional, some benefit from wearing something like a wrist wrap, right? So basically I throw on around my wrist, it'll help brace them. This is an aid. It's not made to replace actual form development or wrist development, okay? So it can help, but you gotta make sure you're not just using this as a crutch to the point of you can't train without them, okay? If it is still the case where you're getting a lot of pain going through your wrists, I would challenge you, press from a neutral position, either off the bar like we did, or something like a perfect push-up, okay? Or a parallel. Okay, the reason I like these is when I get myself set up, okay, my wrist is nice and straight. Okay, I don't have that flexed or that extended wrist position where that's giving me that grief. Okay, so by me hitting this push-up, I'm still getting the same chest, shoulder, and tricep development, but of course, I'm able to keep my wrist in that straight alignment, so the weight is being transferred directly down the bone, and it's not being strained on the ligament and tendon. Okay, guys, so I challenge you, make sure you're in a straight wrist position. That should make it a lot easier. Okay, so as goofy as it is, these perfect push-ups, maybe you see them kicking around some gyms kind of scattered off in the corner. It's not a perfect push-up, but it may help you get away if you had some wrist problems, okay? But one thing to remember, guys, push-ups are great for assistance, right? But if they are giving you pain, anything like that, and you're not unable to maintain good form, scale it back so you can keep good form, all right? Keep that in mind in your training nights and keep being better than yesterday.